the lot this time, miss. Leave him here, shall I?
Yes, I suppose so.
Fares 11 and 6, miss.
What?
Well, quite a ride here from Stopford, miss. Had to use up half the petrol allowance.
That's quite all right, thank you.
Oh, thanks very much, miss. Much obliged. Not a bad sort of place, this, so they tell me. Not that I'd let a daughter of mine stay here, of course. Good evening, miss.
Come along. Come. Manageress is expecting you all. No doubt you'd like a word with her. Mrs. Hammond, please. The new intake, Mrs. Hammond.
Oh, yes? Let's see, how many was it?
There are 30 this time.
Good. Well, good evening, everybody. First things first, I always say. Now, how many of you haven't eaten? Most of you, I expect. Very well, then, we'd better satisfy the inner woman at once. You can sign the register and hand in your ration books afterwards.
I rather gather I'm included in all this.
Miss,
No.
Jennifer knows. Oh, yes. Leave your bags here and we'll go straight through to the canteen. We won't be going to the factory till the morning, of course. Oh, this is the last. We've a shop and a post office here. And about your rooms. Each of them has 2 beds, so if any of you came here together, you can share a room if you wish.
You haven't any single rooms, I suppose.
I'm afraid not. Well, I expect you've already had the particulars. The charge here is 22 shillings and 6pence a week. The night shift's having their supper now before they go off.
Let's see, that's how many left?
Well, we'll be right.
I'm afraid so.
Come in.
Mr. Cheney, madam.
Ask him to come up. That's not necessary. May I join the party? Of course, Ben. Hello, Ben. Hello, Bedelia.
Hi, Ben.
Well, Charlie, how are you?
I'm fine. Won't you sit down?
Thanks. You certainly look better than I expected.
Well, so I ought to. 3 devoted women looking after me night and day.
I was so worried when I heard you'd engaged a nurse. I thought you must be...
At death's door, eh? Otherwise the Yorkshireman wouldn't coddle himself. Of course, I wouldn't have agreed if my wife hadn't forced...
Oh, now, darling.
By the way, how's the portrait coming along?
It isn't. My model's been on holiday. When are you going to sit again, Bedelia?
How about tomorrow? You changed you, darling.
Oh, this is our nurse. Nurse Harris, Miss Walker.
There can be no doubt about why the Prime Minister wants to see you. Oh, he told me Waterhouse had been to see him with some rather startling information. I see. Well, no, thank you. In that case, you should tell the Prime Minister that you've already instructed your solicitor to take proceedings. You see to that, Master? Very well. Did you get in touch with Glanmika? I'm afraid not. Surely, for a very simple reason, he's dead. He committed suicide the night before last. That's unfortunate. It's the least of it.
But why? He lost his nerve and took the easy way out.
Are you sure that he committed suicide? I don't think there's any doubt about it. He was found in his apartment. He'd blown it.
Come back. You're too late. The public prosecutor has it. Does he know you